Now, in this video, we are going to discuss about the Pascal triangle. How to write the Pascal triangle by using the C program. So here, we are considering a typical Pascal triangle program. Here, we have the Pascal triangle. We have first row, second row, third row, fourth row and fifth row. Here, first, second, third, fourth and fifth column. And of course, we are going to have the space here. So when you want to write, so here the Pascal, here we are going to have ith row and jth column. So we have the rows and columns. I specifies the row and j specifies the column. If you see the pattern, you have after the 4 space you have 1, and then you have on the diagonal side we are going to have 1 on these sides, and similarly on the other side also we have the diagonal which is going to be 1. The outer one, the starting one and the ending one. So then we have 1 space 1 and then 1 space here. We have another number, another space, another number. If you want to have this point, we are going to have 1 plus 1, it becomes 2. Similarly, 1 space, 1 plus 2 becomes 3. 2 plus 1 becomes 3 here. Then we have 1. Then 1 space, 1 plus 3 becomes 4. Then we have space. Then 3 plus 3 becomes 6. Then we have space. 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. So this is the nature in which the triangle will go to, Pascal triangle will going to be formed. So to do that, so we will going to write the codes, include stdio.h and conio.h. So we go for void main. Since we want to specify the number of rows and the number of columns, we have I comma j, of course the integer. See, the number of terms which you are going to have is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, n is 5. And if you see I is equal to 0, we have 4 spaces. If you see I is equal to 1, we have 3. If we have I is equal to 2, we have 2. If I is equal to 1, it becomes, I is equal to 4, 3, it becomes 1. I is equal to 4, it becomes 0. So as the number of rows increases, the space starts decreasing. So here S is for the space and C for the character which we want to enter here. So now clear screen, and then we have entered the value of n. So we will going to read the value of n. Then for I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. So for S is equal to 1, C as we take n minus I. Why that n minus I? If you go to this, you can see if you have I is equal to 0, then we have 4 spaces. So that means the number of terms we have I 5 terms. So out of 5, the number of spaces what you have is 4. So n minus I, if the value of I will be equal to 0, then here n minus 5, 0, so as this is less than 5, then it starts the initialization value with 1. Since it starts with the initialization of the space with 1, so I is equal to 0 means S is equal to 1. So we have the total number of spaces which we're going to get is 4. S is I is less than 5, that means it becomes 4. So S will be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is how we are going to take. So therefore, when I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus, then we will going to take S is equal to 1, initialize the value of space as 1, is 1 is less than or equal to n minus I. N is 5 minus I, it becomes 0, that is 4. So n minus I, that is S is less than 5. How many spaces you can get? 1, 2, 3, 4. So maximum. So that is the reason why we are taking n minus I. Then printf, you are going to have the space. Then j is equal to 0. Is j is less than or equal to I? Condition is, if this condition is true, then it checks the value of I is equal to 0 or j is equal to 0. Then it needs to print the character. So you will see is equal to 1. Else, we will going to remember this formula, which will going to be C is equal to C star, open the bracket, I minus j plus 1, close the brackets by j. So this is the formula which you need to remember we want to calculate other than the value of c is equal to 1, then we need to calculate by using this formula. Then printf percentage %c, and we want to print the value of c there. Then we go to the print, we go to the next line and get ch. So this is the pattern in which we want to write the code. Now we will going to go for the tracing. When the value of enter the value of n is equal to 5, see what happens. So it enters into the I loop. I is equal to 0, is 0 is less than 5, condition is true because n is 5. It enters into the S loop. What is that? S is equal to 1, S is less than n minus I. Since S is less than n minus I, n value is 5 and the I value is 0. So it becomes 5, condition is true. So again you will going to print the value of one space, so that space is shown here. This will going to be printed on I through the first column, I through the first one, 0. Then S is equal to 2, 1 plus 1 becomes 2, is 2 is less than 5, condition is true. So it goes to the next space, prints it gives the next space. Then S is equal to 3, 3 is less than 5, we are going to have 3 spaces. And S is equal to 4, 4 is less than 5, condition is true. So you are going to have 4 spaces. After that is 4 plus 1 becomes 5, 5 is less than 5, it comes out of the S loop. Then enters into J. Is J is equal to 0, so 0 is less than or equal to I. What is the value of I? The value of I is 0. Condition is true. Then it enters into the if condition. What is that? I is equal to 0 or J is equal to 0. If any one of them is 0, then we need to print the value of C. Here you can see the value of I is 0, but the value of J is also 0. So either I should be 0 or J should be 0, but here both the cases are 0, hence the condition is true. So therefore it prints the value of C is equal to 1. So after one space it prints the value of C is equal to 1. Since you are given one space, that space is considered here. Then J, so then what happens? J will be equal to 0 plus 1, it becomes 1, is 1 is less than or equal to 0. So no, it goes out of the jth loop, and then once it goes out of the jth loop, then it comes to the next line. So because once it goes out of the jth loop, you have printf \n, so it comes to the next line. So you will going to get and increment the value of I by 1. So I becomes 1, 1 is less than 5, condition is true, enter the S loop. So here, so when the value of I becomes 1, S will be equal to n minus I. So you are going to get S is less than 4. So how many number of spaces you are going to get in this case? In this case you are going to get 3. So one first space, then 2 is less than 4, condition is true. So 2 spaces, and 3 is less than 4, condition is true, 3 spaces, and then is S is less than 4. 4 is less than 4, condition is false, so it comes out of the S loop. Then J is equal to 0, is 0 is less than or equal to 1, because J 0 is less than or equal to I. What is the value of I now? The I value is 1, condition is true. Then if I is equal to 0 or J is equal to 0, condition is true, we need to print the value of C now. See, in this case I value is 1 and the J value is 0. Since the value of J is 0, so it prints the value of C is equal to 1. So that is what it does in the second statement. Here you can see in the first row. So in the first row it is already over because ith row, there is 0th row, and this is the first first value of first row now. That is the second row, because I started from 0. Therefore this is the value of I is equal to 1. So it is in the second row, it is going to print the value of 1. Since you are given one space, it takes that space now. Then it goes to the J value now. Is J is equal to 1, 1 is less than or equal to 1, condition is true. Then either I should be 0 or J should be 0. But here both are I is equal to 1 and J is equal to 1. So the condition is false. Then it goes to the else condition. So it goes to that, and C is equal to C star, open the brackets, I minus J plus 1 and close it. and then by divided by j. So here the value of c is equal to 1, that is the previous value, that is the value of 1 into what is the value of I and j both are 1, so 1 minus 1 it becomes 0 plus 1 into 1 by 1 it becomes 1. And since the value of that space is given, they print the value of c there, so it will go into print that space also. Then j becomes 2. Is 2 is less than or equal to 1? No, it falls. It comes out of the j loop and it goes to the next line. Then at the end of this loop, the following is the output. So first row I is equal to 0th row I is over, I is equal to first row is over. Now we go for the I is equal to 1 plus 1, it becomes 2. Is 2 is less than 5? Condition is true. Enter the S loop. So what the S loop says, S is less than n minus I. N is 5, I is 2, so it becomes 3. Since S is equal to 3, you are going to get only 2 spaces. So now S is equal to 1, is 1 is less than 3, condition is true. So you are going to have first space, 1 plus 1 it becomes 2, 2 is less than 3, condition is true. It gives 2 spaces. So 2 plus 1 it becomes 3, is 3 is less than 3, conditions is false, so it comes out of the S loop. Then it enters into j, is 0 is less than or equal to I. What is the value of I? I is equal to 0, I is equal to 2. So is 0 is less than or equal to 2, condition is true. So I is equal to 0, j is equal to 0, the condition is true because whether here I is equal to 0 and j is equal to 0. The j value is 0, condition is true. So c is equal to 1, so prints the value of c is equal to 1 with 1 space. Then j is equal to 1, 1 is less than or equal to 2, condition is true. Here, but I value is equal to 0 or j value should be 0, but here I value is 2 and j value is 1. So the condition is false, so else it calculates the value of c. So what is the value of c now? The value of c is 1, the value of I is 2 and the value of j is 1. 2 minus 1, it becomes 1, 1 plus 1 becomes 2. So 2 into 1 becomes 2 by 1 is equal to 2. So prints the value of 2 here and gives 1 space. Then j is equal to 1 plus 1, it becomes 2. 2 is less than or equal to 2, condition is true. Then I is equal to 0 or j is equal to 0. So condition is false. Yes, it goes to the else statement. C star I minus j plus 1. The entire thing is divided by j. C is equal to 2. What is the value of previous value of c is 2 and the value of I value is 2 and the jth value is also 2. So I minus j, it becomes 0 plus 1. So that becomes 1. 2 into 1 is 2 into 1, it becomes 2 by 2 minus 2 is 0. So again 2 minus 2 plus 1, it becomes 0 plus 1, it becomes 1, but the value of j here it should be 2. Since the value of j should be 2, 2 minus 2 by 2 it becomes 1. So the value is 1 and it gives some space, that is after that it is percentage c, percentage d, give 1 space and then c. So here the value of I is 2 and the value of j is 2. So therefore divided by j value is 2. So it should be 2 here. It becomes 1. So that value is printed here and it gives the minus sign. Then j becomes 3. Is 3 is less than or equal to 2? False. It comes out of the j loop and it goes to the next line. So at the end of this second loop, you will going to get it as the following is the output 1, 2, 1. Here it should be 1, 1 and here 1, 2, 1 after the second loop. Third loop, that is I is equal to 2. Now when value of I is equal to 3 is less than 5, enter the loop. So S value is becomes 2. So how many spaces you should have? You should have only 1. So after that it comes out of the loop and it enters into the j. J value is 0. Is 0 is less than or equal to 3. Condition is true. So I is 3 and j is 0, c is equal to 1, so it prints the value of 1 and gives 1 space. Then j is equal to 1 is less than or equal to 3, condition is true. I is 0, no, 3. J is equal to 0, no. So because 1, false, yes. So it takes the value of c as 1. I value is 3 minus 1, j value plus 1 by entire thing is divided by 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 becomes 3. 3 by 1 becomes 3 and gives 1 space. Then j is equal to 1 plus 1, it becomes 2. This 2 is less than or equal to 3. Condition is true. Here either I should be 0 or j should be 0. In this case it is false. So yes. So c value will be calculation now. So what is the previous value of c? The previous value of c is 3 into the value of I is 3 minus j value is 2 plus 1 divided by 2. So 3 minus 2 is 1, 1 plus 1 becomes 2, 2 into 3 is 6 by 2 which is equal to 3 and it gives 1 space. Then j value becomes 3, 3 is less than or equal to 3, condition is true. I value is also 3 and the j value is also 3. So here this condition is false and it prints now it goes to the else, and c value is the previous value of c is 3 into the value of I minus j, again 3 minus 3 plus 1 divided by 3, so it becomes 0, so it becomes 1 and it gives 1 space. Then 3 plus 1 becomes 4, 4 is less than or equal to 3, condition is false, it comes out of the j loop and printf goes to the next line. So at the end of this following will be the output. So we have 1, 3, 3, 1. Now when it comes to the I value as 4 is less than 5, the condition is true now. Enter the S loop. So S is equal to 1, S is equal to n minus I, 5 minus 4, that becomes 1. Is 1 is less than 1, it comes out of the S loop. No, there is no space taken. J is equal to 0, is 0 is less than or equal to 4, condition is true. Here I is equal to 4, j is equal to 0, t condition is true because j is 0. C is equal to 1, it gives 1 space. Then j is equal to 1, 1 is less than or equal to 4, condition is true. Either both I or j is equal to false because both are not 0, else c value is the previous value of c is 1 into I value is 4 minus j value is 1. So 4 minus 1 plus 1, the entire thing is divided by 1 because j value is 1. 4 minus 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 into 1 is 4, by 1 is 4, so 4, it gives 1 space. Then j value becomes 2, 2 is less than or equal to 4, condition is true. So it's false, it goes to the else, and the previous value of c is 4 into I value is 4. J value is 2 plus 1, 4 minus 2 is 2, 2 plus 1 it becomes 3, 4 into 3 is 12, 12 divided by 2 is equal to 6 and it takes the value of 6 and gives 1 space. Then j is equal to 2 plus 1 it becomes 3, 3 is less than or equal to 4, its condition is true. So here I is equal to 0 or j is equal to 0, the condition is false. So c value it will calculate, c is equal to c star, open the brackets, I minus j plus 1 and close the bracket, and the entire thing is closed by the numerator with the parenthesis and then divided by j. What is the value, previous value of c? The previous value of c is 6 into I is 4 minus 3 plus 1 by 3. So 4 minus 3 is 1, 1 plus 1 becomes 2, 6 into 2 is 12, 12 divided by 3 is equal to 4 and gives 1 space. Then here after that j is equal to 3 plus 1 is equal to 4, is 4 is less than or equal to 4, condition is true. So it goes for the value of I is equal to 0 or j is equal to 0. In this case condition is false, else c value will be equal to previous value of c is 4 into I value is 4, j value is also 4, it becomes 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1 it becomes 1, so 4 by 4 it becomes 1 and gives less, and j value will be equal to 5, 5 is less than or equal to 4, condition is false, it comes out of the j loop and it goes to the next line. But again, I value becomes 5. Is 5 is less than 5, condition is false. It comes out of the ith loop. So get ch function. So therefore, finally you are going to get this is the display of the output, which will be 1, and this will also be 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. So this is how you will be able to get the analysis of the Pascal triangle. So now in the next video we will going to write this program. Thank you.